Hello everybody, welcome to Japanese from Zero. I'm George Trombley, and we are going to be doing a live class in Discord, voice only, using Japanese from Zero Book 5 Beta. It's a beta version of the book. The book is not done, but we took on 5 students that submitted videos to me a few months ago. They submitted those videos to me and kind of proved that they were ready for book 5. I made sure that they had already been through books 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the reason why I decided to do these free lessons was to somehow spur the development of the book, because every other book had been, mostly except for book 4, was completed because I had live classes. So the idea was, let's do some live classes, and we'll get people learning, and then that'll make us create the lesson for them. So me and Kanako spend time throughout the week making sure the lesson's done, and sometimes we have to delay a class to rewrite a lesson or something like that. We've done that a couple times, actually one time so far. And actually the first lesson that we did was actually lesson 2 when we did it. Lesson 1 was still being written, but now that lesson 2 has become lesson 3. Lesson 1 is complete. Now the new lesson 2 is not complete. So we jumbled some things around. We added some things. Today we have a new lesson 1, and lesson 1 is completely new. It's never been on any of the online courses. It's never been discussed anywhere. Everything taught in there is 100% brand new. So that's why it's really important to teach that class and see, if it works. I think it will. I think it's a pretty good lesson. I'm pretty happy with the end result of this lesson. I'm going to bring my volume up just a little bit. And yep. So just give me about 5 more minutes, and Kanako's already ready in our Discord. By the way, for the record, I know, because some of you will ask, I'm not taking any more students in this class. There's, I think, 5 of them. It's pretty good balance right now, and you cannot get into this book 5 Discord either, because it was only for those people that got accepted into the system. But you will be able to see what the book's looking like now. I'll show you my screen here. You can see that we do have this version here. Hang on, let me go back to this and move this up. So I have this up here. Give me a second. Why can't I pull this out? There we go. Pull this up here. All right. So yeah, you can see here. This is a password protected link, and this is the big book 5 group version of the book. The final book will probably not be online. This is a new concept I'm doing in book 5, because there's so many words you need to know in Japanese, but some of them are like cheat words. They're just borrowed words as is, and putting them in the lesson makes no sense. It just makes it makes the lesson too heavy. So it's like closet, headphone, earphones. These are words that you should know. They directly translate over, like message is message, right? Then there's modified borrowed words, which should be easy to remember, but they've got slight weird things about them that you should probably know. Like gas, for example. It's not gas for a car, but it's gas for an oven. And then we've got, of course, just like all the other books, we've got these vocabulary builder sections. And then right here, the main lesson will start. And each student has access to this that's studying with this particular class that we're doing. So we're about 3 minutes in. In about a minute, I'll jump in. But we're going to be testing basically the lesson with these guys. These are like the guinea pigs. So as Kanako teaches, I'll sometimes jump in and ask a question about how they feel that particular grammar works. These students that are doing this class have had access to this lesson now for about a week. And this is the new style of the Japanese from Zero books. A lot of the new books, all of the new books have a lot more grammar pictures in the grammar, but not book 5, because it's just too advanced. It's hard to show some of these complex concepts in a picture like you can do with the earlier ones. But this is a new thing that we do. It's actually relatively new for book 5, but it's probably going to go throughout the entire system. You need to know how a particular grammar interacts with nouns, non-adjectives, e-adjectives, and verbs. So this style was only initially used for verbs. So, for example, when we get to a verb section here, so it was typically like this, where it just shows you how it's working. Actually, that's actually more not really like a verb. That's more like a. Here we go, komaru. So it just says thing ni komaru. Te form, kute form plus komaru. And it just shows you how it interacts. We used to have these little bubble things down here, but the bubble things weren't as easy to build into the book, and it made more sense. If we're always going to do that, why don't we make it a regular thing in this verb section? All right, so I'm going to jump out of this. Flip us back to the first page. The students will be looking at their own versions of this. I'm going to head on over to Discord and into this Book 5 voice. I seem to be the first one in here. Hey, Joshua, I can't hear. Can you hear me? Hey, Lizzie.
Hi.
Hey, Lizzie. Good to hear you. I hear you fine.
I'm good.
And Twain.
Paranoia that your thing's broken.
You have paranoia? By the way, we're live streaming this class today again, just FYI.
Okay.
Yeah, I know you sound great. Wait, Lizzie, you're my Pokemon friend, Lizzie, right?
I am, yes.
You're my number one friend. Even my daughter doesn't send me as many gifts as me and you do, so that's good.
Well, it's because I can trade those Pokemon for all those kilometers.
You what?
If you trade the Pokemon that you hatch, you
Right.
get lots of kilometers for your badge.
Oh, really?
I have kept some, yeah.
I've noticed that I think like the 7K eggs, those are only really 2K eggs, if I'm correct. I don't think I've seen anything big coming out of them.
No, the only really good thing you get is the Vulpix. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So far I haven't got like a mime or anything, so I'm kind of bummed out.
Oh, you won't get those yet, no.
I already have a mime for when I went to England, but I kind of was hoping for more.
I finally got a Tauros from someone. We traded it the other week, so that was cool.
Man, see, if I could go there and trade with you, I would, but there's no way.
Come to England.
I will. I'll eventually go back. I'm still sitting here on level 35. You're sitting there at level 40. It's crazy.
I'm nearly at level 40 times 2 now.
How are you still playing, or why are you still into it?
There's always so much. There's always new stuff to do, and it's very social where we live. There's a really big community, so play with lots of friends.
All right, so
like going to Dortmund.
Joshua, can you say something so I can hear your voice? Joshua?
Can we do?
No, we can't. Sorry. Not right away. We'd have to plan that. We'd have to plan Skype.
Oh, you can hear me. Oh, I thought you couldn't hear. Oh, you just now been able to hear me.
Yep. Yep. Just now.
Oh, my microphone was disconnected. I didn't know how.
Oh no, it sounds great.
Okay, cool.
Joshua left, though. I think he's trying to come in, and Kyle's gonna be late. All right, have you guys had... Nani ga?
Sama-san.
Sama-san.
今オンラインなんですね。
オンラインになってますね。
うん。
Like, I'll at summer her.
Let's see if you're living.
I am. I'm live streaming.
Okay, cool. Hey, George, are you doing another live stream after this class like you did last week, or?
Maybe. It depends.
Well, after this, no, because I'm asking because after this class, I had like a question I wanted to ask you.
Okay.
I just want to ask it after class. I don't want to ask it now. I think because you're a Japanese, well, I mean, you're far beyond a Japanese learner. I think you probably.
Oh, I'm still learning though.
No, I feel you. It's just that well, with that being said, I'm pretty sure that, I can, like, you probably have had this instance happen to you or something.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, maybe I could take a little bit of time after. We'll just, I'll I'll stop once and then we'll do free Q&A, Discord Q&A or something like that for a bit. And anyone watching the live stream, if you want to join the JFZ Discord, I'm going to post it right now for you guys. You can't join the book 5 one. I'm talking to these guys, sorry. Yeah, no one can join the book 5 one, but you can join the general Discord.
Oh, where's the... Ah, there you are.
And the book 5 one, but you can join.
Cool. Just in case I... Hold on.
There we
go. Cool. Kanako sensei, genki desu ka?
元気ですよ。ありがとうございます。
どうしまして。
今日はね、日本はお休みなんです。
はい。
I love it when
ちょっと待ってね。ちょっとタイプしますね。
多分ね、最後になんですがあるから分かりにくいと思う。今日は日本は休みです。で終われば多分理解できる。
Oh.
The なんです throws people off. 休みなんです。It really, it's a weird thing.
Let me say. まだ、I say like 私の日本語会話は低いです。ごめんなさい。
大丈夫。大丈夫ですよ。
でも、I say like 私の日本語の読みはすごくいいと思います。でも、日本語を話すときはちょっと難しいと思う。
話す方が難しいですね。
そうです。
Summer, can you say something? 今サマーが来たんですけど、
あともう一人サボニムさん？
そうだ、サボニムさんもいるね。サボニムさん。待って。プレッシャーかけます。
I'm here just letting everybody know now.
Yep, we can hear you. You sound great. So far, everyone's sound is really good today.
That's good.
All right, so anyway, those of you guys that are watching the live stream, after this, we'll be doing a brief Q&A in the Japanese from Zero Discord, and we'll live stream that also. So we'll open up in the general tab to discussion. We'll just have a general discussion about whatever, starting with Antoine with his question.
Cool. Thank you.
Let's see if Sabonim is coming. If I remember correctly, Sabonim was only watching via the live stream before. He didn't have access to the book.
じゃあサボニンさんに質問できないんですか？
わからない。以前はなんかテレビを通して見てたんだよね。以前は本を見たときはライブストリームで見てたからディレイがあったんですね。
じゃあ今日は本読んでもらえないんですか？
わからない。
わかんない。
それ以前の話だから今回はわからない。
一回じゃあトライしてみましょうか？
でもいないんです今。とりあえず。
いないですか？じゃあさっきの声はジョシュアさんですか？
ジョシュア。喋ってる人のアイコンを見ると光っちゃうんですよ。
なるほど。
始めようか、とりあえず。
そうですね。
Alright, let's get started. You guys all had the book. You had time to study through the book.
Okay.
You guys had time to look at the book, correct?
Yeah.
I
did not have time to go through the book because my Discord chat didn't give me notifications. So
that's a problem. Discord doesn't actually notify you.
On your phone, you have to do it on your phone, I believe. I don't know if it's for Android. Yeah, like just do notifications and settings, and you can turn on your notifications for Discord.
And you could turn it on just for one room, if I recall, because if you turn it on for everything, you're going to be pounded.
Yeah, it's annoying.
It's
really I thought
annoying.
I did, but apparently I didn't.
All right, well, you have the link now, and we're all able to access it correctly? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, shoot.
じゃあ始めようか。
はい、もうみんな教科書開けてますか？
はい。
はい。
大丈夫かな？じゃあね、9ページを開けてください。 カタカナの言葉です。
So, guys, this is a new concept we're trying out. Because we were trying to limit the amount of words that were taught as part of the lesson, we added this as-is borrowed words. I don't know if that's the final name for it, but it's just words that literally are from English that Japanese people use. So this should be easy for you to understand.
はい、じゃあ始めましょう。カタカナの言葉、私の後に繰り返してください。Please repeat after me. クローゼット、
クローゼット、
ヘッドフォン、
ヘッ
ヘッド
ドフォン、
ホン、
イヤホン、
イヤ
イヤホ
ホン、
テスラ、
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 クラスメート、
クラ
クラ
ス
スメート、
メッセージ、
メッセージ、
パソコン、
パソ
パソ
コン、
コン、
ノートパソコン、
ノート、
ノートパソコン、
ガス、
ガス、
ガス。
So these type of modified borrowed words are just words that are from English, but we wouldn't know it if we heard it. Like if someone said, "Hey, do you have a pasocone?" We wouldn't know what that meant, but it comes from
確かに。
personal computer. And then, for example, we say laptop in America for a laptop computer, but you wouldn't say laptop in Japanese. You would say note pasokon. So those are things. Still debating.
I have a question.
Yes.
Can you use Pasocon for Mac, or is that just like PC?
That's a really good question. Mac. I think you would say my 私のパソコンは Mac なんですよって言えるかな、かなこさん。
Yeah,
Mac-
I feel like
アメリカだったら PC と Mac は分かれてるんですよ。PC と Mac が。だからパソコンは Mac をパソコンと呼べるのかっていう。
いや、私ね、Mac 持ってる人聞いたことないですね。それ
yeah,
からなんですよね。
I
な
bet
ん
you
か
can.
今週日本人の留学生がここに来てなんかパソコンと Mac の違いを初めて聞きましたみたい。
あ、そうですか。
じゃあないっていうことだね、多分。
ないでしょうね。
パソコンイコールコンピューターだよね。
うんですね。
Mac のノートパソコンになるのかな。
Mac っていうのを言いたかったらやっぱ Mac って言わないとダメですね。でも Mac 使ってる人知らないですよ。
That's actually something maybe we should add here. In the notes, like,
面白
what
い。
about Mac, you know?
いいですか？
どうぞ。
じゃあグループ A と B に行きましょう。じゃあ Please repeat after me. ボロボロ。
ボロボロ、
まあまあ。
まあ、
まあまあ、
ポトポト。
ほとほと、
ポト。
次々。
次々、
くたくた。
くたくた、
なかなか。
なかなか、
なんか、
ワンワン。
ワンワン
ワンワン。
ピーピ
ピ
ピ
ー、
ー
ー。ピッピ。
ピー、
ピーピ
いいですね。じゃあね、ジョシュアさん、質問します。ジョシュアさんいますか？はい、Let me ask you a question using one of the new words.
Oh, you want me to ask a question?
No,
Oh.
she's gonna ask
I'm
you a
going to ask
question.
you a question. じゃあ、ジョシュアさん、どんな時くたくたになりますか？
うん。
うん。
学校に行くとこ、もうくたくたです。
ちょっと聞こえないですね。もう一度お願いします。
学校に行くとこ、くたくた、もうくたくたです。
学校に行くとくたくたになります。
うん。
それは学校に行く前ですか？
うん。
学校に行く前。面白い。じゃあ、ジョシュアさん、同じ質問をアントワインさんにお願いします。
あ、はい。どうぞ、ジョシュアさん。
どんな どんな、
どんな時
どんなとこ、
どんな時
どんな時、どんな時、くたくたになりますか？
はい。仕事をしてからくたくたになります。
うん。うん、でもいいですね。それからあとは仕事をした後、くたくたになり
あ
ます。でもいいですね。
はい。ありがとう。あと。
はい。じゃあね、グループ B に行きましょう。じゃあ、繰り返してください。Please repeat after me. しゃぶしゃぶ、
しゃぶしゃぶ、
すき焼き、
すき焼き、
焼き、
肉じゃが、
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 焼きそば、
焼きそば。
焼きそば、
お好み焼き、
お
お
好
好
み
み焼き、
たこ焼き。
たこ
たこ焼き。
焼き。
はい、いいですよ。じゃあ、そうですね。サマーさんいますか？
はい。
はい。でサマーさんに質問します。サマーさんは、どの日本食を食べたことがありますか？
うん、いろいろ食べたことあります。去年の夏に大阪に5週間留学したので、たこ焼きをいっぱい食べたんです。
美味しかったですか？
美味しかったです。
よかったですね。じゃあね、サマーさん、同じ質問、リジーさんにしてください。
はい。日本食は食べたことありますか？おじさ
お好み焼きが好きです。でも、たこ焼きが嫌いです。
ん。
どうしてですか
Sorry?
どうしてですか
美味しくない。
美味しくない
美味しくないです。
ですか？そうですか、残念。
どこで食べましたか？たこ焼き。
わかりませんでした。
どこでたこ焼きを食べましたか？
日本に食べました。
日本のどこ？東京とか。
宮島。
まあ、
宮島で食べたんですか？
はい。
おお、いいですね。いいところに行きましたね。あ、そうですか。まあまあ。でも美味しくなかったんですね。リージさん大丈夫？
Sorry.
大丈夫ね。いいですよ。はい、じゃあね、
はい、
次のページに行きましょう。11ページ。レッスン1です。はい、じゃあ皆さん繰り返してください。Please repeat after me. 相手、
相手、
気温、
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 大都市、
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 へそくり、
へそくり、
卒業式、
卒業
式、
地震、
地震、
点、
点、
世話、
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 では、
なんとか、
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 LINE、
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 ね、アジェクティブ。そう。しょうがない、
しょ
しょう
うが
がない、
しょうがない、
つらい、
つらい、
ない、
つらい、
珍しい、
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 きっと、
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 やっと、
やっ
やっ
と、
と、
真剣に、
真剣
真
に、
一度も、
一度も、
どうも、
次のページ。それとも、
それとも、
それとも、
恐れとも、
そうしたら、
そし
そう
そうした
したら、
ら、
いいですね。じゃあね、質問します。サボニムさんは大丈夫ですか？ダメかな？返事がないから大丈夫。
いません。
いませんね。ダメだしね。じゃあ、ジョシュアさんに戻りますね。ジョシュアさんに質問します。ジョシュアさんは大都市に住んでいますか？
ロサンゼルス に住みます。住んでいます。
うん、すごい。ロサンゼルスですか。忙しいですね。はい、じゃあね、アントウェインさん質問です。アントウェインさんは何に自信がありますか？
何し自信がありますか？
何に
何
に自信がありますか？
何に自信がありますか？何かかな。日本語を読みことときは自信があります。
You can use a noun or noun phrase ね。だから、もう一度。
noun phrase に自信。日本語に自信があります。
いいですよ。That's fine too.
You can also, I was just going to say, you can also make that verb into a noun phrase by saying 日本語を読むこと for example.
ことに自信があります。そうだ。
いいですよ。じゃあね、アントウィンさん、同じ質問をサマーさんにしてください。
はい。サマーさん、何に自信がありますか？
エッセイを編集することに自信があります。
すごい。素晴らしい。じゃあ、同じ質問、リジーさんにしてください。
リジーさん、何のことに自信がありますか？
何に自信がありますか
I can't think, my brain's gone blank, sorry. Very early in the morning.
Maybe cooking, driving.
I was going to say, 日本の言葉は何ですか？to catch Pokemon?
You could just say theoretically, you could say ポケモン Go に自信があります。You could probably say that.
ポケモン Go に自信があります。
But to catch is 捕まえる。
捕まえる。
So maybe you could say ポケモンを捕まえる。I feel like I want to say 捕まえるのに自信があります might be also good too.
でもいいんじゃないですか。
Because you could do the u form plus ことに would be good, but also のに, because you can make a, we do this in book 4, but you can make a verb into a noun by doing just no. Like you could say 読むのが難しい. Like reading is difficult, right? 捕まえるのが簡単. You know, catching is easy.
Never mind. Go ahead.
No, that was all I had. So there's koto and there's no is the two ways that you can make a verb into a noun phrase that you can then use to further modify that.
Yes, they're the same though, right? I've always wanted to ask. They're the same in that sense.
コトはもっと丁寧じゃないですか。
Koto is more stiff. Yeah, it's more like it's not spoken as much as noni.
Thank you.
I don't know if Kanako agrees with me.
そうも言えますけどね。でも他にもなんか例外ってありますもんね。
Yeah, there are times where it feels like one has to be used over another or one can't be used, but I can't come up with one like off the fly.
Like, 例えば like how to say 日本に来たことがありますか? Like you can't say like 来たのがありますか, right?
Right, but that's also a little bit different, right? Because that's not
Yeah.
reading or going. It's ta form. It's past tense plus koto. But yeah, that's a good point. But you could say, let me think. 日本に来たのが Could you say that? 日本に来たのが I feel like that might work. 日本に来たのが Why does that feel right and wrong at the same time? 日本に来たのが5年前でしたって言えるかのこさん。
言えますよ。
Okay, yeah. Okay, thank God. Okay, so yeah, you could say that. the coming to me of Japan, right? My coming to Japan, like my coming to Japan, right? Past tense, but 日本に来たのが5年前でした。So that's a little bit different. We probably should cover that somewhere, but I don't think we have.
そしたらね、次、Japanese living、日本の暮らしですね。これ、ジョージさん、なんか質問あるか聞いてみます？
どの質問？日本の暮らし。ああ、そうそうそう。ね。So we have this pretty long section. So this question is really only for the people that actually read it. It's kind of experimental where we've had such a long, and it's a new section. It's actually not part 1. This is actually the full part. Actually, no. I think this is part 2 right here. Yeah. So we've got this heating and cooling in Japan. I don't know. What did you guys think of this? Did you actually read it?
This was amazing. Yeah. For me, I loved it. Like it because I'm planning to move to Japan in like a few months. So knowing more about Japan, I freaking loved it. Like
yeah, it's just when we were writing the lesson, we had the word eakon, and then the word kura came up, and then I was thinking, well, there's also reibou. So what are the actual difference between those things? So that turned into a short thing became a long thing. And then the whole Setsuyaku section, did you get anything out of that?
Setsuyaku. Oh, yes. Yeah,
that was interesting.
Yes. Since I'm going to be living there personally, it was to know like, hey, Japanese, people or the country, tries to save up on electricity and water. So it was good to find ways to like, that I could do that when I move over there. So I was pretty happy to read all of this actually.
All right. That's good to hear.
Is there...
Go ahead.
わかった。はい。じゃあね、ニューフレーズに行きましょう。14ページ。じゃあ繰り返してください。Please repeat after me. 1番。そうなんだけど。
そうなんだけど。
もう一つね。そうなんですけど。
そうなんですけど。
This is so common. I'm sure you guys have already heard this phrase before.
Yeah.
Definitely. All of this, yeah. Let's go. Let's do it.
Both, yeah. Everything here is just things that people say, but you kind of can't figure it out from grammar. You kind of have to hear it as a phrase and get explained to what it means. Sometimes like so nandekedo, what does that actually mean? What does the non do there? Sometimes you have to think about those things. So the idea was, well, let's just throw them into this new phrase thing and explain it to them.
Okay, I don't think my audio was working earlier, but I was trying to say that for the Japanese living section, another good thing I could think would be like the trash bins, how they separate them.
Oh yeah, splitting of trash.
If there's anything about that.
Yeah, I think people think it's a level 5. The chance of them probably living in Japan is higher. So yeah, that's absolutely good. I'll write that on my notes.
ジョージさん、うちの家ね、ゴミ箱が4つあるんですよ。
Wow.
1つプラスチック、1つ紙、生ゴミ、あと新聞とかね、いろいろありますね。
And then you have sodaigomi too, right? For different days.
粗大ゴミはね、持っていかないとダメなんです。
They don't come pick it up anymore?
You have to pay for it too.
Oh my gosh.
What?
But it all depends on the city.
Sodaigomi is like big things like refrigerators or TVs or things that don't go in the normal trash. It's the same in America. We can't just put out a TV out on the curb. They won't take it. It's the same thing. In America, you just put the word free on it.
In the street.
Yeah, you just put the word free on it and someone will take it. Even if it's broken.
Which was quite interesting for me because some of the stuff is completely different in the UK as well. So you've got like a third perspective. So I was learning stuff about America as well as Japan with that stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You just have to notify them.
It's funny in book one. I'm dealing. My book editor is Matsy. He's from Australia, and he had a problem with the way we were teaching the pronunciation. And we for over an hour we tried to find a word that would work to explain how they sound, that would work in Australia and America, and we had to give up and say this is designed for American accents. We couldn't do it. Anyway.
Good to know.
どうぞ。
はい、じゃあ2番いきましょうか。はい、繰り返してください。どうする？
どうする？
どうする？
大丈夫かな？じゃあ3番、あれ？
あれ？
あれ
I feel like this is like such an important one because you learn are to mean that thing over there, but it's really used a lot, and you're like, why do they keep saying that thing over there? You know. And the other thing about dosuru is if you're thinking about Japanese grammar, I think you might assume that it means how do you do it? Like どうやってするの? どうやってやるの? You know, it feels like that because you're saying do means how and suru is to do. Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
アニメでよく見ると思います。
Yeah, it's common. どうする? And this are thing, oh my gosh, that's everywhere. じゃあどうぞ。
はい、いいですか？じゃあ1番のグラマーに行きましょうね。のに、even though, with verbs and adjectives。じゃあ、back to ジョシュアさんかな。英語の文を読んでもらえますか？のに can mean のとこですね。
Wait, what?
ジョシュアさんお願いします。英語の文を読んでください。
Oh, noni can mean even though, despite the fact, and although. It's used to say even though the situation is this thing is happening. Notice in the following examples, noni is added directly after all tenses of the e adjective.
はい、どうもありがとう。じゃあ、ジョシュアさん、エグザンプルの1から4まで日本語で読んでください。
難しいのに、even though it's difficult.
英語はもういいですよ。日本語だけお願いします。
難しかったのに。
難しかったのに。今の誰かな？もう一度お願いします。難しかったのに。
難しかったのに。
そう。ジョシュアさん全部読みましょう。じゃあ3番も。
難しくないのに、even though it isn't difficult.
そう、4番。
同じ?
One more, please.
Okay. 難しくなかったのに、even though it wasn't difficult.
はい、ありがとう。じゃあ次のページ行きましょう。15ページ。
はい。
まだたくさんあります。じゃあね、アントウェインさん、1番から5番、日本語を読んでください。
Someone needs to read the top part, though.
Can I do both? It's fine with me.
Sure.
Cool. Arigato. In the following examples, we can use I as the pronoun. However, this is only English. This is only because English always requires a pronoun. The pronoun could have been he, she, they, etc. Ichiban. Taberu no ni. Hi. Tabeta no ni. Tabenai no ni. Tabenakatta no ni. Tabete iru no ni.
はい、ありがとうございます。
Oh, I'm sorry. ごめん。
サマさん、6番から10番まで。
食べてないのに、食べたいのに、食べたかったのに、食べたくないのに、食べたくなかったのに。
ですね。何か質問はありますか？大丈夫ですか？
大丈夫です。
OK。じゃあ、リジーさん、エクサンプルセンテンスの1番読んでください。
今日は暑いのに、田中さんはセーターを着ています。
はい。 じゃあ、ジョシュアさん2番。
フランス語を3年前から勉強しているのに、まだ
まだ
Is that a typo?
No.
No.
Mada is correct.
Is that a circle or the?
You can't have a circle on a da. It's just the way that the font looks.
Okay.
It's just the crappy compression on this particular item.
Okay. まだ話せません。
まだ話せません。いいですよ。じゃあ、アントウェインさん3番。
はい。この問題はとても難しいのに、メッグさんはすぐできました。
はい、いいですよ。カイルさんいますか？
はい。
あ、なんだ、カイルさんいるんですか？カイルさん、教えてください。よかった。じゃあ、カイルさん、次の英語の文と、エクサンプルの1から3読んでください。
Na is always required before noni, after nouns or non-adjectives in the present positive tense. 1番、アメリカ人なのに。2番、始末なのに。3番、大都市なのに。
そう、大都市なのに。いいですよ。じゃあ、サマさん4番から6番。
静かなのに、便利なのに、綺麗なのに。
はい、いいですね。じゃあ次のページ、英語の文とエクサンプル1から3、リジーさんお願いします。
So anytime you make the noun or na adjective past tense or negative, the na is no longer used. アメリカ人じゃないのに、アメリカ人だったのに、アメリカ人じゃなかったのに。
アメリカ人じゃなかったのに。
アメリカ人じゃなかったのに。
はい、いいですね。じゃあ次の1から3、ジョシュアさんお願いします。
静かじゃないのに、静かだったのに、静かじゃなかったのに。
いいですよ。じゃああともう3ついきましょう。アントウェインさん、エクサンプルセンテンスの1番。
はい。授業は明日なのに、宿題がまだ終わっていません。
はい、いいです。じゃあ、カイルさん2番。
南さんは綺麗なのに、彼がいません。
3番、サマさん。
昨日は休みだったのに遊びに行けませんでした。
はい、いいですね。じゃあ何か質問はありますか？Any questions?
I have a question. It was about kind of small, but like just confirming because for all the forms that are being used for noni, like if you're just saying something is a noun, present tense, or a future form, you don't even have to put des or da, but because it's kind of already implied, except for like when you're saying it was, even though it was, then you would add datta, like and show the example.
You could,
so it's kind of like, yeah,
right, you could,
kind of like,
sorry,
yeah. So it's kind of like saying, in a way, noni is kind of like a replacement. It's not really, but kind of. You don't have to say des. Am I correct?
Yeah, I would say if you consider, yeah, I might have to figure out how to put this into a graphic because as we were reading this, I was thinking there's only really 2 cases where you use the na, and I think that's the point I was trying to drive forward, but I did miss the part where you're removing the des.
It's like a sentence extender.
Yeah, you would never say des no ni or da no ni, but you have to say na no ni. Yeah, I feel like this could be improved by adding
You can't say des no ni.
I don't think you can.
No, because des has to be placed at the end of like the sentence, no?
I feel like you can say des.
Kanoko-san, desu no ni って言えますか？
南さん。
Inu desu no ni. That's never going to be right. I don't know how to explain it. That's never right.
Like,
言わないですね。
You could say inu nano ni desu. You could say that, but you can't put the des there. You could say inu datta no ni.
言わないですね。やっぱりこれは プレインフォームかなもっとナチュラルな場合には。
But even with plain form, you wouldn't say inu da noni. You could never say that
ね
either.
犬はなおだからなですよね。
No, Kanako, we were just talking about remove. Is des can des ever be before the noni?
うーん。
And I can't think of a case where it could
あの
be.
ね、使えることは使えるんですけど、ちょっとこうナチュラルじゃなくなるかな。大都市ですのに静かですねとか言えることは言えますね。
So you,
あ
so you
言え
can
ます。
say it.
うん。
うん、言えます。だけど、ちょっと硬すぎる、うん
うん。
うん、大都市なのに静かですねの方がもっとナチュラルかな。
うん。
うん、
なるほど。
Learn something new every day. I never heard that you could ever have the des in front of the noni.
Like
Yeah.
instead of saying instead of having it being a connecting sentence, like at the end of a sentence, like アメリカ人ですのに like dot 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 kind of thing. Like
うん、大丈夫よ。文法的には大丈夫ですよ。けど最後でですをつけたらもう丁寧だから
はい。
わかり
です
ました
ね。
Mm. I don't know. Man, it makes me think. Is that worth ever adding that you could add the des? Because I think if you say you could add the des, more people would add the des. That
I
I'm
think
just
it's
trying to
more
think
confusing personally.
I think one of the problems I have when I write these books is I just base it on my personal experience a lot. So I'm even now shocked to hear that you could say des noni ever. Based on my personal experience, like of never hearing it.
I think
So
for I think for your book, I don't think it'd be good to add to that. I think it'd because I mean, you know, like I feel like the way you have it now, you basically understand like the main point of how the grammar is used. I mean, you know, if certain places can use des noni and whatnot, I mean, I feel like that's a thing where if you lived in Japan or you're talking with your friends, that's when you learn that. But I mean, for your book, I think just the noni is okay.
Agreed.
I think if I was going to add it, it would be so. The key parts I see that need to be improved here is one. My main point of the main point of this whole grammar was when do you use na and not. So I didn't think about the des part because it does seem weird that you have data but you don't have des. So
Okay, well,
go ahead.
just to be clear, the times when I've heard it is like, so I would never hear it like 授業は明日ですのに like that and then say another half of the sentence.
大丈夫
I
です
that's
I like
But-
the way you have it, George. I get the point.
No, but I think I do need to
But-
address that I think that so even me being confused now, thinking, oh, you can do it. Like I think this is Summer saying that, right?
Oh
Summer?
yeah, I'm Summer, but what I was saying, the time I have seen it being used is like if someone's like making fun of someone kind of, but they're still speaking in Keigo
Right.
and they're like, I don't know, like, oh, like
Something
say
desu
like
no ni.
I don't know a good
No,
example.
But like for me, it's like I've never like even when I learned this grammar book, it was like I never heard des noni, and I do feel like it's just that thing where it's just like I feel like certain people in certain regions may say it. So you know, it's like how Kansai has like their own different type of dialect. I mean, you know, I feel like your book is just like you're teaching the general, you know, form. So I don't think you need to explain I think it just make things confusing. Sorry to be word.
No, but here's the thing. The whole thing is the whole goal that I always have when I write a lesson is to answer the question before it gets asked, and that's like a really good question. I would completely want to know the answer to that question. So I think I would say even though you might hear desu no ni in certain situations, it's not common. And before that, I would probably look it up to see if that's just like a colloquial thing that people do.
ジョージさん、
はい。
ジョージさん、でも私使いますよ。
I'm not saying that you don't. I'm not saying it's never used, Kanako-san. I'm saying that is it used how many times out of 100 would someone say desu no ni? And also, Kanako-san, you are a very polite person. Like you are extremely polite. I've known you for 20 years. You still haven't said Joji. You said Joji-san every time. So that's the thing I'm thinking about. So I want to know is my experience unique that either I'm blocking out hearing desu no ni or is it so uncommon that I really haven't had the chance to hear it?
But George, I'm the same way too. Like, I've never heard of it, even with like other Japanese speakers. Like, I haven't heard of it either. I don't think you're just the weird. It's just that thing.
Well, I think
where
we have to take what Summer is saying as fact, and we have to take as what Konako was saying that she says it too.
Well, the thing is, the way I was trying to explain is, I would use what I'm seeing in this like explanation is that noni isn't used at the end, like you're using it as a connecting particle,
Right?
but it's sometimes used at the end if you're like dot
Right.
dot
You're just saying
dot.
someone gives you something, and you say, "Well, even though they're a blah blah blah," and you just say that part,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like,
So
oh,
then you
he
might
speaks
say
Japanese
desu
like a
noni,
native.
dot dot dot.
America jin desu no ni, right? Wow,
Yeah.
even though he's American.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
So
okay. I think I have maybe heard in that with some but I have heard of that maybe like once or twice, where it's like American Jin desu no ni, or like
I think if I'd ever heard it, I wouldn't attribute it to real Japanese. I would attribute it to someone being funny. And I don't know if that's the case.
yeah,
Kaneko says that she
yeah,
uses
that's
it.
that's the feeling I got.
Yeah, it's
I
like
think the lesson really gets the point across about the nanoni. And I think that as we continue to speak and practice, like we will figure out when to use des within that.
yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna consider maybe adding because there can always be a detailed section that we write where we talk a little bit, like kind of the bonus section where you're like, hey, this you might hear, but these are the limitations to it. And I don't even know what those limitations would be. That would be something.
That would be cool.
That would be something I have to.
あれですよ。when I talk to someone higher in status than me, maybe I will use it.
But would you use it in the middle of
I
a sentence, like we were talking with Summer was saying? You would say something something ですのに、それで文章が終わっちゃうんだけども、今みたいに、今日は食べたのにもうお腹がまた空きましたみたいな文章だったら、間に挟まってる時にですのには使っちゃいます？その時でも。
使う時もありますね。
使えるんだ。
例えば、子供の先生と話すときはものすごく丁寧に話しますね。
要は文章のど真ん中でも使えるんですか？ですのに。
使います、使います。
使うんだ。
例えば、うちの子はもう中学3年生ですのに、全然勉強しないんですとか。
なるほどね。So if that's the case, then we probably should somehow explain it. If that's the case. Because I don't
い
want
つ
to...
も使わないです。
だからもしそういうのがあるんだったら入れた方がいいと思う。私は全くないと思ったからそういう
若い人はあんま使わないんじゃないかな、やっぱり。
See, for me, if I don't think it exists, I'm never going to put it in grammar. And I literally never even considered it existing. So I'm actually like, I mean, look, I learned something. It doesn't matter how old I get. I seem to not know everything in Japanese. So I learn something new all the time. And this is blowing my mind right now that exists because it sounds so wrong to me. Like mentally, it's punching me in the head. Desunoni? Come on, that's wrong. I would tell a Japanese person their Japanese is bad. If I heard a Japanese person say desunoni, I would think, wow, do they really think that that's correct? That's what I would think. That's how little I've heard it. 日本人ですのになんでわからないのと思っちゃう。That's what I would think. 日本人ですのにそういうふうに使うの？
使う相手シチュエーションですね。
なるほどね。
でもあんまり気にしない方がいいかな。I think we should stick to this one. This is good explanation.
Maybe.
Can I just say quickly though, as someone...
Go ahead. I think that was you, Lizzie. Go ahead.
So I was just going to say, as someone who's only ever really been through the books and picked up odd bits of Japanese, this is the first time I've seen this grammar, because I'm kind of clean to this stuff. I haven't got a lot of baggage. So I think if it's something that's quite uncommon and probably a bit colloquial, it might confuse me if you put extra bits in here. Because I think whilst you're trying to cover the grammar, you can't cover every last nuance, can you? At this stage, I think it would be too much.
No, but I would say, okay, I do say though, the one thing that trips up that concept, you can say you shouldn't teach the desu thing because it's not so common. They could learn that in a book 6, you could say. But because we have datta no ni, it's like, why can't I say deshita no ni or desu no ni? Why couldn't I if datta is used?
There's some grammar where you have to use informal in the middle of the sentence because it's in the middle, right? You can't just say des in the middle of the sentence for
Right.
some
Well, this
grammar.
is
So that-
exactly what I thought we were doing, but now that it's made apparent to me that des noni does exist, it's just not part of my vocabulary. It makes me think there should be. We could keep this as it is. Add an info type graphic thing to explain when the na comes in, because believe it or not, that's the thing I was more concerned about. I wasn't. This is why we do these live classes, to check what's happening. Do people understand it? Is there something that we're missing? And I think that is actually. I'll rewrite part of this and I'll mention the des, because I think it is a question that comes up, especially after you see datta.
Well, final thing too, and I don't want to keep dragging this on, but it could just be one of those like rules where just like detailed explanation about it. I mean, in any language, there's not really an explanation for every single reason why this is okay and this is okay. Like, I remember you saying that one time, actually, George, where it was like, you just have to use you just have to use this in this way because that's just the language. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, but see, if I was going to revise this for the des thing, I was thinking I was going to first when it came up, when someone first mentioned it, I thought, no, absolutely, you can never use des. So then my first thought was, well, I need to make a rule that says you can never have des, and that was going to be the rule. But now I find out, actually, there are situations where des would be there. So now I have to figure out how do I incorporate that without watering down or making this more confusing. So all of this can stand. There could be a graphic that shows where the na gets used, and then we can say, hey, in the special section saying, hey, des is used in these cases, but you should steer away from it for the most part. I would say steer away from it unless you're in these very specific situations. That's what I would say, because I've never used it and I've never had a problem. But that's all so subjective, really. So that would be something me and Kanako and my wife will debate.
So
そうですね。
そういう時はアスカーティーチャーに聞いてください。
But you're ask a teacher, Kanako.
Like it might be too much information on the book, no? Too many
Maybe.
bubbles.
But see, Kanako, そうだけど、ここにだったがあるのに、ですのことは一つも言ってないのが、逆に生徒から自然的に質問が出てくると思う。
そうかしら。
なんでですが使えないの？じゃあ、だったのにが使えるのに、なんでアメリカ人だのにじゃないのとまず聞かれたりすると思うし。
でも、語尾のように使ったらあんまり正しくないんですか？文法的に。正しくないですか？
いや、使います。
大丈夫ですか？
最後でも使えますね。
でも、
でもちょっと丁寧すぎるかな。Might be too polite.
I'm still debating whether it's real. I think Japanese use it, but I just don't think it's real. I think we need to. Look, out of my years of doing this, I've totally proven Japanese people wrong before. That gives me a little bit of confidence. Where they've been very strong in thinking that it does exist. I say, look, it doesn't exist, but people use it. So I think if it's possible that I'm still sticking to my guns a little bit, but it's possible that Japanese people use it and it's accepted, but probably grammatically it's not correct. Like in the way that we answer a negative question in a negative, and it means that you didn't do something. Like we have this thing in English where it's completely wrong grammatically, but we use it all the time. So therefore you must accept it. It could be one of those. That's my current guess. Not that I know.
I was just thinking that the point of the lesson was the nanoni. So we would kind of figure out as we have conversations or study more when and if we could use this or not.
Yeah, I'm not going to put a ton of evidence, regardless of if it's common or made up or what. I'll mention it just because I want to be thorough in the book, especially since this is a book 5 book. We don't need to hold their hand as much in this level of a book. So I do want to teach it. If it exists, like I'm learning. If I read this and I read this, I go, are you kidding me? Wow, this is a good book. I didn't even know this, and I learned it. And that's what I would like. So when it's revised, I'll show it to you. はい、お願いします。本当に存在してるか。はい、お願いします。
はい、わかりました。
はい。That's her voice for saying, let's get the hell out going here.
言ってませんよ。I didn't say that.
You did in your own voice.
調べます。
はい、待ってます。
I said I will search. はい、じゃあこれ見てください。練習しましょう。I just sent you a link. 見てください。 じゃあ、のにを使って文を作りましょ
はい。
う。ちょっと難しいかな。
So who do you want to go first, Kanako?
いや、私今送りましたよ。
誰が先にやるの？全員がやるの？
Okay, cool.
ちょっと今考えてもらおうかなと思って。
Okay,
じゃあ、
thinking
一番できる人誰かいますか？
はい。やってみる。
ジョシュアさん？
Oh, okay, never mind.
アントウェインさんか。
はい。So, 1番、even though it's a test day. 今日はテストなのに頑張るつもりです。
でもこの男の子を見てください。頑張ってますか？
I know. I see. 今日はテストなのに、私は、what is he doing? Like play around? Like,
そうそう。
oh, he's playing around. Okay, so 今日はテストなのに、私は遊ぶつもりです。
でももう、he's already playing. Okay. So let's change the tense of the verb.
住んでいるの？
遊んでいます。上手。今日はテストなのに遊んでいます。
I get it. Okay.
それから今日はテストの日なのに。
テストの日なのに。そう。
じゃあ2番、誰かいますか？
I can do it.
Can I do it?
いいですよ、どうぞ。
金曜日なのに、帰りたいです。
帰りたい。でも、even though ですよ。
I get it.
はい、金曜日なのに帰りたいです。
おかしいかな。
That's a little bit weird. I think the word Friday is coming is confusing there, but even though it's Friday, think about even in English, would you say, even though it's Friday, I want to go home? That makes no sense.
Yeah.
Right? Logically, it doesn't make sense to want to go home I mean, you could say, because it's Friday, I want to go home, right?
Yeah.
But even though it's Friday, what's this person doing?
Why not? Yeah. Yeah,
I
you're
denied
right.
that.
Oh, 金曜日なのに、仕事しています。
でもいいですよ、金曜日の。でも、金曜日はみんな仕事をしますよね。例えば、I have a lot of work to do. How would you say?
Or I can't go home yet, or something.
Oh, もう帰らないです。Or no, まだ帰らないです。
If you say もう帰らないです, that means you're not going home anymore.
Yeah.
Even though it's Friday, I'm not going home anymore.
I mix them up sometimes.
I think the thing is when you're learning to use Japanese, you have to think the logic of English doesn't stop. Like the human logic doesn't stop. So you have to think, how do I make that logic work in Japanese?
Yep. まだ帰れない。
金曜日なのにまだ帰れないです。
なるほど。
金曜日なのにまだたくさん仕事があります。いいですか？
Yeah, typically when you have a even though, I mean, think about it, even in English. What happens with an even though? Something that's not expected is happening, or the natural order isn't there. Like, even though most houses are big, what would you say? Mine is small, for example. It's always going to be some sort of opposite thing, really. That's how English works. So it's the same thing in Japanese. The logic doesn't change.
Even though my brother is handsome.
はい、じゃあ3番、誰ですか？誰がしますか？
私やります。
はい、どうぞ。
お兄さんはイケメンなのに
Your sound might have cut out, or you're thinking. I'm not sure.
Oh, my sound cut out.
Oh, okay.
I said お兄さんはイケメンなのに全然持ってません。
なるほど。全然持ってません。いいですね。イ
Yeah.
ケメンでもいいけど、ハンサムでもいいですよ。ハンサムなのに。
Yeah, the expectation that would normally be there is removed with when you use even though, more than an opposite thing. It's like what you expected versus what actually happened.
かっこいいなのに。はい。
はい、いいですか。じゃあ、4番。
あ、今日は暑いのにスーツを着ました。
じゃあ、カイルさんいきますか。
His voice is just too low. I think he did say it. Your voice is so hard to hear, Kyle.
Is that better?
Oh, that's much better. Yeah.
今日は暑いのにスーツを着ました。
うん、いいですね。今日は暑いのにスーツを着ました。それとか、any other sentences? 今日は暑いのに、
暑いのに水がありません。
いいですよ。うまい。それか、It's my sentence. 今日は暑いのにずっと外にいました。
なるほど。
はい、じゃあ5番。リジーさん大丈夫？
I don't know the word. What's the word for customer, please?
うん。
お客さん。
お客さん。
Okay,
Thank you. Son.
お客さんの家にいたのに、Oh, I can't think of a good answer.
What would be your expectation if you went to the customer's house?
That he'd come to the door.
Yeah,
So,
or he would be there, right?
Yeah.
Right. So what would break that expectation? What would be the even though I went?
彼はありません。
He wasn't there. How would you say it?
ここは
いません。
there.
Let's make it simple. いませんでした。
いませんでした。
いいですよ。
すみません。
大丈夫。じゃあ、can you say the whole sentence again?
お客さんの家にいたのに、いませんでした。
はい、いいです。
Very nice.
じゃあ、6番。Who hasn't done it yet?
Me, Sabonem.
I'm not sure if Sabonin.
Sabonem.
I haven't heard anything from Sabonin today.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me now, Jim?
Yes.
Number 6.
あ、ごめんなさいね。I didn't know that you were able to speak. ごめんなさい。ごめんなさいね。あらららら、I feel bad.
Sabishi Nanoni.
Sabishi?
Sabishi sad? Sabishi sad? Sabishi Nanoni.
違う違う。
Sabishi is strict.
With E adjectives, you don't need the na.
違う違う。Okay, I think everyone is misunderstood. I am sad even though they have to make the first part of the sentence by yourself.
And then you say, yeah.
Hi. So say, Taksan okane ga arimasu. Sabishi nanoni?
Close.
think about it. Just think about it just for a second, right? The even though is what in this case? Is it even though you're sad, or is it even though you have money? The even though, there's even though and then there's result, and you cannot have the noni on the result.
Hi. So can I change the order, like sabishi nanoni? No.
Well, even then, if you say samishi no ni, it means even though I'm sad.
Oh, hi.
You see what I'm saying? The noni follows the.
Yes, I got you. I got you. Oh.
Never knew. So kanashi to sabishi.
I'm having a tough one figuring that out in
So-
English.
Right. So what is the even though?
Even though I have money.
Even though you have money, right? So how do you
Right.
say even though I have money?
Okane ga.
Okane nanoni?
That would mean even though it's money.
Okay.
You had it right the first time. You said the proper sentence. You said okane ga takusan.
Okane ga takusan nanoni
Tak-
sabishi desu?
So close. Let's put the verb back in there. Even though you could probably get away with what you just did. Okane ga takusan something noni.
No.
How do you say you have money?
Okane ga arimasu.
Perfect. Now put that in a noni statement.
Okane ga arimasu nanoni sabishi desu?
Very close. So normally that the verb gets put into its informal form, its casual form. So it's okane ga aru noni. And the na is not required. Na is only required when you have a verb or a na adjective in the normal present tense form. Everything else, the na is not there. If you want to be safe, just always remove the na. That would be a less chance of making the mistake.
Got it. Thank you. Okane ga aru okane ga aru noni sabishi desu.
Right, very good. And I think, Antoine, it was you. You had a question about sabishi versus kanashi, correct?
Yeah, you heard me. Yeah.
I heard you.
Thank you.
So there's
sabishi-
there's samishi, sabishi, and kanashi, right? Are common words that list up. There's lonely, sad, and sorrowful.
Oh, I never knew. Because kanashi is sad. Sabishi is lonely, if I'm not mistaken.
So I need to ask Kanako if she ever uses these like differently. You know what I mean? Like kanashi for me is always the biggest one. It's like it's super sad for me when I hear kanashi, but Kanako-san,
I think samishi is just like a colloquial way of saying sabishi.
yeah, it's the same kanji if I remember correctly.
Kanako sensei.
はい。
We're waiting for you.
悲しいと寂しいは同じですか？
悲しいわ。でも、あれかな。そう、ジョージさんの言う通りね。まずジョージさん。I don't really use it, to be honest. 寂しい。
But kanashi is more isn't it more than sad? It's more. I mean, you do use it, you actually do use it a lot, Kanako. You say kanashi ne. You do say it. You do, but you say it in a light way.
ジョージと働くときは悲しそうです。
いえいえいえ。
ジョージと働いてるのに悲しいです。
でも、悲しいはあんま使わないですね。これもちょっと調べさせてください。はい。
I have a question too.
Okay.
If you said, because he said okane ga aru, if you say motteru, does that mean you have it on you? Like you have the money with you?
Okay,
いいですよ。
it is, but also you could say, 彼は結構お金持ってる. If you say it like that, it means he has a lot of money. It doesn't mean he has it on him. It also is just like saying aru in that case. It's all contextual. But if you say, but if you just throw the word ima in there, you could even make aru mean do you have it now? Ima aru no? Do you have it now? Right? But the motteru no, yeah, definitely like are you holding it right now? Yes, but the best answer is both of them can be made to do that way depending on how you structure the sentence and the context.
Oh.
Because even in English, like, do you have money? Yeah, I got $5 right now. I don't mean like, do you have it right now? I mean, do you have money? See, it's all how we say. It's the same thing in English as have and holding. Have and do you have it on you? It depends on how we structure the sentence.
For like the same sentence he said, what would you say? Like, okane ga aru no ni? Would you say motteru or aru? Just like the same sentence that he said for that picture?
I would probably have said aru, me personally. Because I do think of motteru as a more, in my mind, it is more of a right now holding it thing. For example, I would say, お金持ってるのに、チケットオフィスが閉まっていた. Like, even though I have money on me right now, the ticket office was closed. Like that seems more natural for that particular thing. So yeah, there is definitely more weight to the having it right now in the motsu thing, but you could still make aru work like motsu. I don't know if Kanako agrees or disagrees with me on that.
私はどっちでも大丈夫だと思いますよ。お金がたくさんあるのに、お金を持っているのに。でもジョージさんの言うことも合ってますけどね。このexample sentence だったらどっちでも大丈夫ですね。
The thing is that the higher your level gets in a language, the less black and white it is. It gets gray in so many areas because you know how to make things work.
Yeah.
And it also makes it harder to teach a grammar because the student, like for example, Summer knows about the desk thing. So I definitely don't want a student that has a higher level to go, oh my God, wait a minute, they didn't even address a desk right here. I don't mean to go back to that, but it's things like that. Like, and for example, you right now saying motteru versus aru, how, you can make a lot of things work in Japanese the higher your level gets because you can get around the arbitrary. Like when you're first learning, no, like this is the way you say it, and motsu means to have right now, and aru is to have it in general. I would probably teach it that way. But when you get, it's almost like when you get older, right? The rules have a lot more nuance when you get into the higher levels.
Well, I feel like at that point with the higher level, to the point where, what is comfortable for you at that point? Because my Japanese friend, we were talking and she had an English question, like which one English word is better? And I only go off what was to me, because I think it was like, as I was going to the store, or I am going to the store, something like that. I was just like, to me, I probably would say I am, just because it sounds more natural or something like that. So
right, and even Japanese is based on the subjectivity of the person, that person's life experience. Exactly. Even though they're Japanese, Nihonjin nano ni, but even that's Nihonjin ni mo kakawarazu. That's another way to say nano ni, by the way, a little bit more depth to it. But yeah, even though they're Japanese, they're going to have different experiences, and so you can't even take you could take consensus as like if 20 people say this is the way it is, that's the rule. If one person says it's this way and 19 say the other one, well, it's still the more better than 19 person rule. So that's why when I learn something, I'll take it kind of in my head, and then I'll like, not with Japanese because it's too long that I've done Japanese, but like take Korean. I'll take that concept. 4 people said it one way, 5 people said the other way, and I keep using it both ways to see how the reaction works, and then I build my own consensus. That's because even Japanese people don't know Japanese grammar. Even Kanako-san has to look up things. Like she's going to look up the desk thing to double check, right?
全然知りません。
and she taught in college, so
it happens with on Hello Talk. It's the same thing where it's like, I do try different ways to say things, and I do feel like at one point they correct me based on how they feel that it's better for them. So
I think the worst I've seen for me is like I'll post something in Chinese and 10 different corrections will come from 10 different people, and then I've seen them argue over the corrections amongst each other.
Sure.
And I'm like, there's got to be one way to say it that's common, but there doesn't seem to be sometimes.
Yeah, Chinese.
I'm like for Japanese, I have such a problem with like the comma because some people like very rarely use it, and some people use it all the time.
This is so funny because you should hear me
Rarely
and
use the comma.
you should hear me and Kanako argue over the comma because Kanako likes to use the
Oh.
comma after every wash. She likes to use a comma. And I'm like, do we really need a comma here? And she also used to put space in shite imasen. It was te form plus imasen. And she would put a space before it. I'm like, no, let's not do that. I know it could be that way, but it shouldn't be that way. You know, we argue about it. That
Yeah.
Like, is there really an actual real rule for it? Like,
Uh,
has there ever been a rule for it?
for commas.
Yeah.
So in our book, we end up putting the comma for readability more than like it's easier to read with the comma, and where there's a common pause, we'll put the comma. It's kind of what we're doing right now. But even then, like I'll ask, do we need the comma here? And Kanako will say, it's okay if you want to remove it. So it's either or a lot of the times. ルールがありますか
I feel
っ
like-
ていう質問です。Kanako さん。
ジョーさん、今日はもうここまでにした方がいいですね。
いや、ここまでですよ、一応。
で、来週残りやりましょう。
That's her I need to get out of here voice. Well, look, let's
you should
go ahead.
you should write a section about 人の建前とね。
About what? Say it again.
Japanese people 骨 versus
本音と
建前。
建前. That would be actually be good in book 5 for sure.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
I don't think that was the case with Kanako-san though, right now. She was just
Oh.
she was just saying
Just-
we're taking it too far
Well-
probably.
Like reading between the lines, I guess.
So this.
Yeah.
All right, so we do have class next week, I believe, because we have to still finish this lesson. The way it's been
Excellent.
going, it might take us 2 more classes to finish this lesson, but that's okay. And which that'll give us time also to get the next lesson out, which will be a new lesson 2 that replaces the lesson 2 that you have, because that lesson 2 that you guys were looking at before is now lesson 3. So it's confusing. The name has changed. So that's it.
George,
That's
is
it.
there like,
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, is there likely to be a week off at any point? Just because I'm trying to plan a holiday. and I
There's
just
totally
wanted
likely to be a week off. Do you want to tell us when you need it?
to- well, no, I haven't thought about that. I was going to fit in with you.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
right. I think for us there'll be a week when we need to catch up. So right now, for example, we have 2 weeks. I'm pretty sure this lesson, because we only have an hour, will take another two sessions, and our goal is within those 2 sessions to finish the new lesson 2. If we don't, then we would say let's take a week off.
Okay.
Yeah. But if you need a week off, this is a very weird class, whereas no one's paying for it. It's purely experimental, and you're helping us, and hopefully we're helping you. So if you
You're
need a
helping
week
us
off-
too. We love it.
Well, I love
Thank
it
you.
too. I love getting the feedback. It feels just like the old days. So yeah, so if you need a time off, I would say that the first time we could do it would be 2 weeks from now, unless Kanako needs a time off too.
いや、私は大丈夫ですよ。
She could have used it today because it's 海の日。今日海の日だ
来週
から。
しますか？
いやいや、
来週
何が？
来週大丈夫ですか？
来週は大丈夫ですよ。
はい。
再来週も
じゃあ来週同じ
多分大丈夫です。
時間に。
All right, so we'll see you next week then.
Same time.
Same
あ
time.
りがとうございました。
And then, guys, I'm going to be in the normal JFZ Discord. I'll hang up for like 3 or 4 minutes, and then I'll jump back into the live stream. And then, and anyone that's in the Discord, we could talk free. Anybody, not just you guys, but everybody that's watching the stream can go in there now. Hopefully, there won't be too many people. Hopefully, we can have a little bit of it won't be too crazy. But I'll see you guys there.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay.
All right.
See you guys.
Arigato.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Hang on.